This video is produced by the Cornell University Center for Advanced Computing, a service facility for high-performance computing systems, applications, and data solutions that enable research success. My name is Ray Wong. I'm an undergraduate student employee at Cornell Center for Advanced Computing. In this video, we will go over how to connect to a Red Cloud Linux instance. In this video, specifically, we will go over how to connect to your Red Cloud instance using a Mac through SSH. For instructions using Linux or Windows, you can follow the link shown in this slide. For more details on Linux commands we will use throughout this video, you can follow the link also shown on this slide. So there are several requirements you need to fulfill before you connect to your instance, no matter what operating system you're using. The first thing is you need to make sure that the security group for your instance allows SSH connections from your IP address. This requirement can be fulfilled by just opening the TCP port 22 in your security group, which we did in previous videos. Second, you want to make sure you connect following the rules of your security group, specifically paying attention to the CIDR specification you specified. In previous videos, we used CIDR specifications that only allowed Cornell VPN users to connect. So you're going to want to make sure you first connect to your Cornell VPN before you connect to your instance. Third, you need to use the corresponding private key to the public key that you used on your instance. Lastly, you need to log in with the correct username, which is Ubuntu for the Ubuntu images. For other images, you can follow the link displayed here in order to get those usernames. So now, in order to connect to your instance through SSH, the first thing you need to do is enter a terminal. On the Mac, you can just enter a terminal by entering command space on your keyboard and typing in terminal. So once you enter a terminal, you're going to want to enter in this command shown on the slide. So as you can see, you need to modify this command a little bit. So you want to replace username with Ubuntu, as mentioned in the previous slide. And you want to, cloud.key is just the name of your private key. So this is just the name we used in previous videos. So you can just replace that with your private key file name if you use a different one. And you just want to also input your IP address of your instance where it's specified, and we'll go over how to get that. And lastly, you want to make sure you're in the directory that contains your private key pair file before you type in this command. So next, we're going to switch over to a live demo of connecting through SSH in the terminal. Okay, so from here, you're going to want to actually first grab that command shown in the previous slide. So just paste it in here. Okay, and again, you want to make sure that you are in the directory with your private key. So let's just show that real quick. So as you can see, I have my private key in there. And so paste in that command. And to get the IP address of your instance, you're going to want to enter the OpenStack web interface. So once you're in the OpenStack web interface login page, which is this, we've shown how to get here in previous videos, so you should be able to get here. And then once you're here, go to instances. And if you're in a project with a lot of other people making instances, you can just find your instance. And so this is the instance that we're going to connect to, RayTestVid2. So we're just going to grab the IP address. It's just going to be displayed right here in this page. Okay, copy it. Then go to the terminal and replace this with your IP address. And username is just going to be Ubuntu for Ubuntu images. And this is just going to be your private key name. And once you've entered in this command, you can just click enter. And it's going to ask you for your passphrase since you used since we're using a passphrase protected key pair. So just entering the passphrase. Okay, so now you've connected to your instance. If there are problems with connecting to your instance, it's really helpful to go to this troubleshooting page, which goes over common issues. For example, you might have connection timed out errors, and so this page goes over how to deal with that. Now that you have created a new instance, you can continue by following along with the wiki. For example, if you want to install software, create a new user account on your instance, or perform instance maintenance, you can follow the links shown on this slide.